Both players were ready to rock and roll on Sunday, but unfortunately, due to the way that our broadcast was set up, we had to just say, all right, play your games. We'll show it on Wednesday, and that's exactly what we're going to do right now.
We see them on the screen, of course. MC, the player who has won more prize money than any other StarCraft 2 player in the world. I think he's closing in on 300k, Ben. What would you do with 300k?
Oh, I would buy lots of stuff. I would buy all the things.
But of course, on the left we saw Alexei Krupnik, also known as WhiteRa, one of the most famous and popular StarCraft 2 players around. WhiteRa has his own airport, WhiteRa International in Odessa. He's been doing really good for himself as well. Of course, SKMC is our red Korean Protoss spawning in the right type of Shakuras Plateau. And WhiteRa is our Ukrainian blue Protoss spawning in the left top side. And Ben, Shakuras Plateau makes me think straight away back of that awesome final WhiteRa and MC once had at the DreamHack Invitational, where it was 2-2 and the final game was played on Shakuras Plateau. MC decided to double proxy gate in WhiteRa's base, managed to win this awesome series in a little bit of an anti-climaxed way. And WhiteRa gave that legendary interview afterwards where he said that he does not just play for money, but he plays to entertain the fans. Well, man, my heart melted.
And that is so true of WhiteRa. He really is a fantastic, I'm going to call him a sportsman, a gamesman. He's a bit of a figurehead in esports, and we all love Alexei. So MC and WhiteRa have a bit of history. The DreamHack that you mentioned was one of their meetings. They also met famously in the GomTV Global Invitational. I don't know what you want to call it, but it was basically a team league, the Koreans versus the foreigners. And in a very exciting turn of events, WhiteRa was called out to take out MC at the time, and he was considered the best player in the world. Nobody thought he could do it except for WhiteRa and the boys that were there in Korea, and he did hold it down, managing to take MC out with some really cool Warp Prism play.
I'm very excited for this PvP series. If you guys did not know this yet, PvP is my favorite matchup in the game, which might sound a little bit silly, but I really think it's a truly beautiful matchup if it's played correctly and on the absolute highest level. But this matchup has faced so many changes over the last few months. We see WhiteRa now going for a little bit of a wall-off as well. This helps against 4Gate, but 4Gate, if you didn't watch a lot of StarCraft lately or not really up to date regarding PvP, 4Gate is really not much of an issue anymore. We saw actually Mana 4-gating Xlav a few times in the previous week, but people got so extremely good against 4Gate. It's not just defending 4Gate, it's preventing 4Gate from happening. Sniping the probe on the middle of the map, pushing the opponent back, and then you're going to have so much more time to deal with it.
It's just been part of the metagame for so long that every good Protoss player knows how to 4Gate, knows how to defend 4Gate. And today we live in a time where the metagame revolves around having a build that can deal with 4Gate and then do everything else that you want to do.
Ooh, WhiteRa's going to have to be careful though, because you can see already MC rallying his Stalker. Losing your scouting probe in PvP is, in my opinion, a really big deal. WhiteRa, don't go around again. Okay, that's the right choice. He's going to bring it to safety right now. What I can tell you guys about PvP, I actually played against WhiteRa quite a lot when I was still in Europe, and even recently I played against him when he was laddering on NA and I was laddering as well. He loves to play around with Warp Prisms. Ooh, MC, 2 additional gates. He's been chrono boosting his core quite a bit, but this could just be 3-gate pressure as well, because we can see he has quite a few probes, so this is not a low eco 4-gate, but he's definitely going to try to put on some pressure with 3 gates.
Yeah, we've seen some 3-gate pressure builds a lot recently. I don't know why it's becoming so popular. But it's something that's been surfacing a bit as WhiteRa tries to get away with that probe, but does not succeed.
These side blockers in Shakuras are always a really big deal in PvP. WhiteRa's going to go through them and he's going to spot the probe, he's going to spot the pylon. But he's fighting the Zealot, he's taking so much damage.
Oh, WhiteRa does manage to get away there, and he's going to actually end up winning this fight. Or not. Of course, MC does peel that Stalker away and does get that 1 kill.
But this probe, I actually think that WhiteRa completely lost track on this probe. And MC is just dropping a pylon right now in the middle of the base from WhiteRa. WhiteRa is going to take out this pylon, but he really needs to get back. He needs to get some units in his own base.
Yeah, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble if that finishes. MC, you can bank on him warping in a couple of Zealots and marching up into the mineral line.
WhiteRa is on 4 gates though. Both players are still on 1 gas. WhiteRa taking his 2nd gas right now. Oh, MC is going for the Stalker. I would have loved to see him warp in a sentry. I think that would have been smart to keep all those units outside, because these 3 Stalkers are dead. So far, really, really good for WhiteRa.
MC maybe screwing up a little bit, not dealing with this Zealot, and WhiteRa cleans this up with 0 losses taken.
Yeah, and I totally agree with what you said, Ben. Why didn't he just warp in Zealots? It was obvious that he was not going to win the game at this moment, since he did spot the 4 gates from WhiteRa. WhiteRa having defender's advantage as well, so he could pull probes if he really needs to. But if you warp in 3 Zealots, you take out 5-6 probes guaranteed, and your entire investment is worth it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And with the choice to warp in Stalkers, MC loses some valuable gas and also puts himself in a really awkward position. He's at a disadvantage. Oh, MC keeping that probe alive. I'm so surprised that WhiteRa hasn't made a full circuit of his base and spotted this. It's a little bit sloppy at this point.
And I think this time MC will warp in the Zealots. Of course, the big thing for MC is MC has absolutely zero map vision. So when is the right moment to really go for that warp in? As soon as he knows that WhiteRa is out on the map, he will definitely go for it, but he will probably just do it soon. Maybe 2 Zealots here and 1 to the south, or send the probe to the south, because you want to check on the expand of your opponent. You want to see if he's expanding already.
WhiteRa is doing, as we see that first warp in, WhiteRa is doing something that's oh so common these days, expanding immediately after securing some sort of an advantage. MC also looks pretty safe, but as you said, Kev, he's going to start warping in the Zealots. He's got 1 there waiting. Oh, 2 rather, and now he's going to go for it.
Yep, let's take a look at WhiteRa's first-person camera. He's going to spot them straight away, so he's aware of this. But now we can already see, already worth it. That's how easy it is, man. 2 Zealots, so much mining time lost right now, and he gets a great scout off, and he spots the Warp Prism.
Wow, that is actually quite huge. Spotting that Warp Prism is going to let him to prepare for any sort of drops, and he still has a couple of, both these Zealots still alive. Going to try to work. He's killed 1 probe thus far. Will he get a second? No, it looks like he won't.
I always wonder if in a situation like this, what is better, lose an insane amount of mining time, or lose maybe 1 or 2 probes more than you would normally lose, but lose less mining time. I guess that's just a personal preference from each player. Some players like to deal with it by just pulling probes, fighting straight away, trying to micro a bit, because I felt right now WhiteRa lost really a lot of mining time.
Warp Prism is looking for an opening, but as we can see, MC is well prepared, thanks in part to that Zealot Scout. What MC is not looking so hot on is his expansion. WhiteRa already mining, MC just building his. It's about halfway done, so advantage is definitely still in the Ukrainian court.
I'm very surprised that neither of these 2 players is really trying to follow this up with Blink Stalkers, for the very simple reason that Shakuras Plateau is a really good map for Blink Stalkers. If you guys wonder what makes a good map for Blink Stalkers, well, just look at this entire surface area that WhiteRa could blink around. That is so annoying when you play Robo Expand. Of course, this is the less mobile army, so Blink Stalkers are excellent, and it surprises me a lot that neither of them is going for it.
Yeah, surface area is exactly the phrase I would have used also, Kev. Tons of places to blink up into the main base. And more than that, even more places to exit from the main base. You can exit down onto that, I guess, 12 o'clock middle ground if you really feel the need to do so. But as we've seen, both are going Robo. Probe count pretty much significantly favoring WhiteRa. He's up to 43 probes, almost fully saturated on 2 bases, whereas MC's still lagging behind.
I like how he did that, man. Pretty much significant.
Had to make sure that I was reading the right side.
You see 2 sentries over here. Like in this phase, I can sort of understand that WhiteRa went for Colossus, because he knew that he was ahead, he had map control, and he also had a pretty decent idea of what MC was really doing, and he knew that MC lost already a lot of Stalkers, so his Blink Stalker would maybe be a little bit less effective than it normally is, because losing 5 Stalkers in the first 10 minutes of the game, that's a pretty big deal. So then you have to worry a lot less, and you can go quicker to Colossus. Once you have Thermal Lens, your life gets a lot easier, then you can deal with Blink Stalkers a lot better. But even then, it can be annoying.
Yeah. WhiteRa heading out to drop what looks to be the natural of MC, and just looking at MC's natural, I feel like that's not the best choice. He's got a Colossus there, which is really good against both Sentries and Zealots, the inhabitants of that Warp Prism.
Yeah, but still, if you drop the force fields, those Zealots will be able to kill 6-7 pros. And yeah, he knows about these units over here, so he was kind of worried. We'll see how this goes. Even if he loses all 4 units, but he kills 5 probes, it's worth it. Economy is everything right now.
Well, here comes that drop. We'll see exactly what happens. Zealots unloading immediately. MC responds. Force field does go down, but
force field gets crushed.
Yeah, Colossus is like, "What's up, son?" Smushes that force field, and WhiteRa forced to turn away without a single probe kill.
I think he took 1. I'm pretty sure he took 1. No, we don't know, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many probes have been sacrificed.
Haven't you heard that? I've heard it, man.
104 supply to 100. WhiteRa's up to 57 probes, and he's taking a 3rd base. So that answers my own question. I was like, why would you build this many probes on 2 bases? Well, to saturate a 3rd base, as it so happens.
Shakuras can be a really hard map to attack in PvP, certainly late game, and certainly when your opponent is on 2 base, when he's standing on this high ground, you're gonna really need a significant army supply late if you really want to pull that one off. So I think it makes sense what WhiteRa is doing. And yeah, his economy is great. I don't think the MC has the same plans though. MC is going to try to make something happen. And of course, WhiteRa has been investing a lot into his economy, so he might be able to pull it off.
Not
Army
just
supply, it's super, super close.
Yeah, not just economy. He's also invested into upgrades. which translates to a slightly larger army for MC in spite of the significant economic lead. Oh, Warp Prism going to try once again to get something done, but it will fly into some Stalkers. Does it stay alive long enough for the Warpin to finish?
It does. Finish.
It does, and now MC is going to have to scramble a little bit to defend. This has definitely stalled out his push, and if he goes back, he's in a lot of trouble. That's
everything that matters right now. WhiteRa knows that he's mining way more, and WhiteRa knows that his Colossus count is still climbing up at rapid speed. So this forces MC to defend. WhiteRa always does this, by the way, in PvP, when he knows that his opponent is about to, I want to say in between brackets, all in, because MC is quite dedicated to this attack, or committed to this attack, then he always goes straight away in with the Warp Prism. We might have the first big real engagement.
Yes, we will. 3 Colossi, and there's a 4th for WhiteRa against the 4 Colossi of MC, and WhiteRa, at least initially, looks to be getting the better engagement, but here come MC's reinforcements. It's still very close.
Yeah, this is actually starting to look pretty bad. Look at that Immortal from MC dealing a ton of damage, and that Warp in Python is so much closer. WhiteRa's not microing either.
Dealing a ton of damage and absorbing a ton of damage,
Warp in WhiteRa.
WhiteRa will fall back to a 3rd Colossus, but MC still marching forward. Even going to pull probes off the line. That's never a good idea when you're fighting against Colossi. That's when you know you're up against the ropes. One of those Colossus is stuck, trying to get down to the low ground, can't even fight, and MC hits the dream timing.
That's really quite crazy. I did not expect it to be this one-sided. MC just rolls over the remaining forces of WhiteRa. He's probably scratching his head right now. How did that go so wrong? WhiteRa leaves the game.
It looked like such a close fight. When they started, it was 4 Colossi each. I hadn't noticed the Immortal, admittedly, but those battles so often come down to the Colossus numbers.
WhiteRa had an Immortal as well, though, and that helps out a lot. But what really made the key change is A, the reinforcements of MC that he used to defend, and B, that Warp in pilot from him was a lot closer. Those 3-4 Zeros completely mess with the AI of Colossus. Then suddenly your Colossus do a lot less damage than they should. And well, then you have that one Immortal of MC hammering away on the Colossus of WhiteRa. That was quite a turnaround and really miraculous comeback from MC, because pretty much from 3-4 minutes on into the game, I think everything went WhiteRa's way.
Yeah, it definitely hurts if you are WhiteRa, because he was ahead, and losing a game when you're in a position that's that strong is always very, very frustrating. So we'll see if he's able to bounce back, guys. But first, we're going to run a quick commercial. Don't go anywhere. MC versus WhiteRa, game number 2 when we get back.